We are pleased to introduce our other sister-in-law, Suzanne, who is going to demonstrate buttermilk syrup. This has long been a family favorite, and Suzanne is a master at it. She's going to talk about two variations. We'll put both recipes on the website. Thank you, Suzanne.
It's titled, at least on this recipe that Diana has put together, the 5 favorite buttermilk syrup. It is our favorite buttermilk syrup. However, I don't know if I can take credit for it because I don't remember who taught it to me ages ago. It's very simple, kind of surprising. A lot of people see once it's done, they say they're not interested because it doesn't look like regular syrup. It has kind of a clear color to it, but the first thing you're going to do is melt a cube of butter. Everybody can do that, right, without burning it? Burning it will probably make it not so good. And then you're going to add a cup of sugar. So we melt our butter, doesn't take too long, and add some sugar. It's a good beginning for any recipe, don't you think? Butter, sugar. Okay, so a cup of sugar. Just keep stirring. You don't want it to burn or scorch. I don't know if I have this up right, but I'll try it again.
Just do the plus for higher.
I did it. You find yourself with butter, sugar, and as you get it melted down, this is when you're going to add, you could either add corn syrup at this time, or you could add your buttermilk. It doesn't really matter what order you put it in. The only thing that's important is to put the soda in last, because for those of you that didn't think you knew anything about chemistry, soda really is quite an exciting thing when you put it in last. It froths up the entire mixture, and that's what makes it so pretty when you serve it to everyone. So you can go ahead and put in the Karo syrup. That's actually something I added when I first started making it. I didn't put Karo syrup, and I kind of liked the idea of the Karo syrup in it. Gave it a little bit more oomph, and gave you a little bit more syrup as well. So we did a 1/4 cup of syrup, and then this is the surprise. People, I don't know, I know one of my brother-in-laws loves buttermilk, but it's not something I drink. But it sure tastes good in this syrup. So 3/4 cup buttermilk. Keep your stirring. See how simple this is?
Suzanne, one mistake I've made, and you did it so smoothly, it wouldn't be an issue for you, but I get impatient. I put the sugar in before the butter's completely melted.
I just did
and
that.
And then you can burn the syrup, the sugar.
Just keep stirring.
Right to the end.
Just keep stirring, I promise.
Okay, all right.
As long as you keep stirring, you aren't going to burn and make it a different color than it should be. Okay, so everybody, hopefully everybody's like me, they love vanilla. And I try to measure it, but a lot of times I don't mind if it splashes a little bit too much in there, because vanilla adds wonderful taste to the syrup. Okay, so this is it. It doesn't look all that wonderful in the pan. You can just see that it's like, oh, wait, what am I doing? Well, it's runny. It's not thick like a syrup that you buy in the store. But the very last thing you add is going to add wonderful things to it. So I don't know if our cameraman's going to be able to see this, but
Tilt it up a little more.
and let it go out all over the burner.
Did you want to pour it in here so they can
Not
see
yet.
that? Oh, there's more.
It's a chemical reaction with the soda, and you've got it over this heat, and you should definitely use a pan that is tall enough that it's not going to overflow, because I have made that mistake before. I didn't anticipate how much it would fluff up, but now see the difference? Just a little bit different, but you just keep going at it. Make sure that gets really fluffy. And then when you serve it, that's what makes it so delicious looking, is you've got this big section on top. Should I put a knife in there so that it doesn't break?
No, just
It's gonna pour in, and that's what it's gonna look like, but that isn't gonna stay like that. The bottom will become a little clear, and it will show all of those different ingredients. But for now, you see this just frothy. And so I've had several kids that turned their nose up at it and said, yeah, no, not interested until they taste it. And then be prepared, because they'll want to drink it. Now, there is another recipe I've come across, which is just very similar. And it happened in an odd time when we were having an activity, and it was men were to bring their favorite dinners. So one of our friends in the ward, he brought frozen waffles, and he had a squirter bottle of what we all thought was just syrup. Well, I was curious and wanted to tease him, so I had some. And lo and behold, it was buttermilk syrup. But it didn't look like my buttermilk syrup. It looked like a caramel syrup. So this is all you have to do different. All the same ingredients, except you put them in a different order. You're going to put in your butter and your sugar and your buttermilk, your corn syrup. You put in a pinch of salt. I don't really know what that does. It just still tastes the same with the pinch of salt. You put in the teaspoon of baking soda, and the last two things you put in is two teaspoons of vanilla. But you let it cook longer. 2-3 minutes, watch it, keep stirring, and it comes out like a caramely color as well as texture. And so that's the only difference.
Is it still frothy?
You don't see the froth in it because the soda's put in before. The vanilla brings it down.
Does it last longer?
That's the best part. You can put it in squeeze bottles and store it in the cupboard because it's butter, folks. That's it. I hope you enjoy.